This is Jessie Burr with The Breeze, and today we're at TDU, where student government is hosting candidate Robert Sarvis, the Libertarian candidate for the gubernatorial race in Virginia.
Elections are about the future and they're about accountability. So what happens when you live in a system of government where the two parties who dominate politics aren't serving you? Well, you have to essentially reject both parties and search for someone else. And that's why I got into this race, to provide Virginia voters with somebody who's talking about things that wouldn't otherwise get talked about. So that includes freedom, both economic freedom and personal liberty. That includes the rule of law, the idea that we all live under the same laws, that they all apply equally to all of us, and that we run our businesses on a level playing field, where corporate interests aren't using tax and regulatory policy to insulate themselves from competition, to keep out small businesses, entrepreneurs, and innovators. We're already doing a lot better than anybody gave us credit for, or we're pulling much higher than anybody thought we could, and we just have to keep that upward momentum. So that's why I'm here, and one of the reasons I want to make sure to connect with young voters is that young voters have a tendency not to vote, especially in non-presidential elections, and so I want to emphasize how important it is for you to take autonomy over your lives by pushing back against the system that repeatedly encroaches on your freedoms and sets up a system that makes it really hard for young people to get jobs after graduation. A system where even if you do get a job, we're taking a lot of your money to fund retirees. So this is a really crucial election in which young people can have a huge impact. I think birth control should be available over the counter. It should. I don't really see any reason why it isn't. Mostly lobbying efforts and moralism and things like that. I just think that's not appropriate in government. When you see a race like this, an opportunity to be liberated by running for a party that stands on principle, that you're very aligned with on the issues and on the principles. It's just, and you're in this race where you have an opportunity to go around the state spreading a message of freedom and the rule of law, and that's just it's just a golden opportunity that it just wouldn't make sense, and it wouldn't be the right thing to do to further invest in either of the other two parties.